What's good, YouTube? DubDigital, crypto news and macro trends. Today we're gonna go over the worst altcoin of them all, the US dollar. This shit coin. Look at this. Look at this pump and dump. Obvious pump and dump. Started in the 1800s. Jesus, I'm not that old. Starting in 1985, it has dropped to the current level, which is about right here. Let's just measure it. Let's just do the total drop here. Look at that, 31%. That means that if you had $1,000 in 1985 and held it till now in a bank account, through inflation, you would have lost 31% of your purchasing power, which means what you could have bought with $1, now you can only buy with 70 cents. And that, my friends, is the curse of inflation. Horrible, horrible stuff. All right. The reason I'm showing you this, James, why are you showing me like Forex? Why are you showing me fiat money, man? I hate fiat. I mean crypto. Well, guys, you got to know cycles. This is where this channel is going to be very, very valuable to you. Because, again, like I say all the time, I'm a macro-first investor. And what does that mean? Understand the macroeconomic landscape of your investment. Okay, you got to know what everything's doing, because nothing just works in a little bubble like that movie Bubble Boy, where that guy lives in that hamster ball because he gets sick all the time and he just stays here and no one talks to him. He can't even talk to girls. That's not a market, man. An economy is made up of various sectors, various markets that work with each other, push and pull against each other, compete with each other, ebb and flow with each other. How can you just look at what Bitcoin's going to do, what crypto's going to do, without knowing what the dollar's doing? The dollar is a hedge against crypto. Crypto's a hedge against the dollar. Therefore, if you find weakness in the dollar, that means crypto should go up, because it is inversely correlated to the dollar. Look at this. What is this big line across the screen here? It's like the biggest line I have here. Let's measure it. What this is, guys, is the periods of 2000, about 3-ish or early 2000s, all the way until 2008. Between that time frame, we had a drop of about 40-ish% in purchasing power of the dollar. Again. So now that's two major declines, right? 1985 to about, let's say, 1995, dollar builds back up strength again and drops big right into the financial crisis of 2008, the mortgage crisis. Okay, that's when money again, dollars, fiat dollars, were worth less. Funny thing is, guys, Bitcoin wasn't around then. Bitcoin wasn't around here, and Bitcoin wasn't around here. There was no alternative to the dollar. Therefore, everyone was just getting messed up in all these markets, getting like screwed like every 10 years. But now, around this year right here, enter digital currency, enter Bitcoin, enter the concept of digital scarcity. Guys, if you're new to crypto, this is why cryptocurrency, this is why Bitcoin is called digital gold. And even a famous investor, Paul Tudor Jones, with a multi-billion-dollar portfolio, he recently stated that Bitcoin reminds him of gold in the 1970s. Okay? Gold used to be the only anti-hedge to the dollar. Now we got Bitcoin, and if you look at what's happened here, Bitcoin was made here. Okay? 2010. Bitcoin was a very volatile market, up and down, up and down, up and down like crazy. In the periods of 2014 to 15 and 16, the dollar was building up strength. Look at this. This is an increase in the dollar price from low to high of about 20%-ish, 25%, whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'm a macro dude. And right here, guys, and this is why I'm showing you the dollar. If you stayed, this is very important. This is going to expand your mind and how investment really works. Right here, April 2017 to January 2018. What happened during that period? Yeah, Bitcoin was going crazy, alts were going crazy, gaining in fiat purchasing power against the dollar. Make any sense to you guys? Look, if we measure that drop just like we measured every other dollar drop, that's about a 10% drop in purchasing power. And that was just the bull run of 2017. We got another period like that approaching, and is actually upon us if you look at this big old red candle down. So this structure here, guys, you basically line it up. And guys, you know, technical analysis at some degree is kind of subjective, right? I'm not an artist at this stuff. I just know how to do basic forms. And you know, sometimes in macroeconomics, keeping it basic, keeping it simple is the best, because you don't get too fancy and carried away with it. Okay, this is an obvious broadening structure. Okay, when a broadening structure, what that means is the price, the sell price, and the buy price start off closer than they do when they end up at the end of the structure. You get this megaphone shaped pattern, and that shows extreme volatility. And the more volatile asset gets in a structure, the more chance it has to breaking the structure, invalidating the structure. Once the pattern goes out of the, well, confirms to be out of the structure you had originally thought, that means no longer valid. You got it wrong, sucker, and it's going somewhere else you didn't expect. Look at this. From 2018, the bear market, to recently, that's really when crypto started picking up. This thing just started falling out of the structure. That means dollar is weakening, and that makes a lot of sense. Why does that make sense, guys? Because the government's printing money like it's going out of style, bailing everyone out, giving $2 trillion, $1.5 trillion bailouts to corporations, giving everyone stimulus. It's nice that everyone gets free money, but there are economic consequences, guys. You print more money, it's worth less. If it's worth less, it takes more dollars to buy a Bitcoin. You see how that works? You got, if you can think about these economic principles holistically and know how they work, it's kind of like an engine to a car. You don't have to know where it's going. You don't have to be a master of the charts, because you know how a car generally works. And if works, if this happens, then this happens. So guys, the dollar's dropping aggressively. I predicted this back around probably beginning of July or so, and it's been dropping, guys. We're looking at ultimately what I think is going to happen from the exit of the structure to down here, about a 20% drop. I think we'll have a bounce somewhere along the way. I mean, that's very common when, look, there's an obvious resistance right here, guys, where dollar was selling off 2018. This should have been around the bottom of the bear market before accumulation started, and then it bounced up. So this level is holding. I expect it to hold again, bounce up. In that situation, I think Bitcoin and altcoins, and oh yeah, non-financial advice, doing our research, yada yada yada, this is my thoughts. But I think Bitcoins and altcoins, once this starts to tick up again, will start to actually lose liquidity. Money will start flowing out of Bitcoin, and that's typical in the first year of the bull run. You typically see a pullback, pretty significant pullback in the price of Bitcoin around the holidays. A lot to do with taxes that people have to report for crypto and various reasons, right? After that money gets pulled back, price of Bitcoin and altcoins drop down, and then with that cash that maybe you were smart enough to pull before that, you can reinvest into Bitcoin for the big run up, if this cycle is similar to the 2017 cycle. Okay, because every cycle is a little different, guys. You know, we're just going off of, my bad. We're just going off of past results. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's probably going to rhyme. And you know, the thing is, guys, I'm being conservative on this dollar drop. Look, 18%, we can always go low, all-time lows as well in the 60, 65%. If that happens, that's like getting towards a hyperinflationary type of event. We're losing 40%, 50% of our currency at that time. So at that point, if that ever happens, the sky is the limit for crypto. Let's jump over the Bitcoin chart real quick. All right, guys. So So check this out. Let's keep it macro, guys. Let's keep it macro. Remember what you came from. Okay? Hey, if Bitcoin drops a little bit, you guys tripping about that? Look. We are so far off the highs. There's a huge support all the way across here, around 9,500, 10,000-ish. Okay? I don't think it's gonna drop severely low like that, because if it does do that, guys, and everyone thinks it's alt season, me included, because of the drop of the dollar, which means the economic landscape is like rich for assets to gain purchasing power over the dollar. That's why I'm confident that this is a real alt season, because the dollar's dying. People are grabbing onto other things. But if that's not the case, then we get a huge drop down, guys. Like from here to here, I mean, that's what, maybe a 10% drop. But if we break down into here, I don't even know why that would happen. Guys, you better not be in crypto at that point, because everything's going. Whenever Bitcoin goes up, alts lag. They usually go down, then follow. Whenever Bitcoin goes down slightly, that liquidity starts to get reinvested in altcoins. And that's when you see big rises in altcoins, because like it's a less risky environment to crypto people when Bitcoin's more or less steady, trending sideways. If Bitcoin plunges down, guys, head for the hills, because everything's toast. Okay, let's get into this one though. Nah, I don't want that time frame, dude. Don't want that time frame, bro. Let's see this. Okay. I gotta make something very clear, guys. Okay? I'm zooming too far out. I don't like this thing. Get out of my face. Whatever, I'll do it later. Look, I just gotta talk about this time period right here. This is a very special time in the world of crypto. I'm thankful for this time. You just say, James, why are you telling me you're thankful, bro? That's disrespectful, man. No, let me explain, man. Because when you're a macro investor, these things help make sense out of chaos. This whole drop was so severe, it scared everyone shitless. It scared me shitless. I almost didn't buy into it. I did a little bit. I definitely should have been greedier. But look at this. That's a 53% drop in like a day or two or three. That's crazy. Like, especially people in traditional finance, they're not used to experiencing things like that. So we know that this is the ultimate price for Bitcoin. Bitcoin will never, in my opinion, not financial advice, do your own research, take your own risk. I don't think Bitcoin will ever get back to this level. Bitcoin had no business being at that level in the first place, man. This was due to oil, the commodity of oil that the entire world runs on, and you drive your car to get to work on, or go to school, or do whatever you guys got to do, went to like negative $40 an ounce. I mean, a barrel, not an ounce. I'm tripping. A barrel. That's, guys, if you don't know, that doesn't happen. People don't give things away for free, let alone like oil. Is anyone giving you gallons of oil to put in your car? Well, show me where, because I'm very interested. But seriously, like, that doesn't happen. People were confused. They're saying, what is going on? And people just started selling. One, because there's people who are very scared of a drawdown and want to protect their capital because they don't have the macro picture in mind. They're confused and they're lost in the trees when we're looking at the forest, y'all. But two, there's people who have margin positions on trades using leverage. Margin, guys, if you're very new, is leverage. It means that you're actually betting more money than you actually have in your account. And sometimes it's like multiples of like 2x, 3x. Crypto, I'm pretty sure there's some places you can go 10x. Not financial advice. You know, be the master of your own life, but I don't think you should ever go that high leverage. In fact, you know, crypto moves so big, you don't even really need leverage, but I digress. So those people who are betting with more money they're betting with the house's money. When they lose those bets, they have to come up with money. They gotta. It's a legal requirement. So they start selling everything, the most liquid assets they have, even if they're good assets. Gold went down, silver went down, Bitcoin went down, alts went down, stocks went down, everything went down, man. And that's the power of margin. It rips everything down to the ground, and that's what happened here. And for people who are able to recognize that, that's a blessing, bro, because this is like shaking everything out. Everything went down to its absolute barest level all at once, and it made everything clear, right? If there was an unprecedented historic event that occurs in the economy and Bitcoin drops down to around $3,000-ish, and everyone jumps in at that level and starts buying it up, that means, yeah, how many times is a historic event going to happen again like that? And even if it does, do you think it's going to go much lower than this line here when something that's never happened ever in the world occurred? I don't think so. That to me gave me high confidence, and to be sure, I invested into the bottom here, and I started making doubles along the way. Slightly, I didn't put too much in, and that's how I confirmed that we started uptrending in the crypto market here. Okay, guys, now we're gonna have a violent upshoot, pretty much a reaction. Oh man, this thing keeps doing stuff. Pretty much reaction to the downside, because everything has an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so now we're shooting up. How far will Bitcoin go? I got no idea. I mean, I think we'll probably go to around 13. I don't gotta even do that. I have a mouse right here. 13,000-ish. Maybe about 20% more to go. At some point, they also start following Bitcoin, because people start to perceive Bitcoin as super overvalued or getting overvalued. But for the time being, I think this is a opportunity to maybe sneak into alts, not financial advice. A lot of alts I was looking at, 20% down, 17% down in relation to Bitcoin. They're up in comparison to the dollar, and that should be proof to you guys that the dollar is failing, guys. It's failing. It's going bye-bye because there's too much of it. No one in the world wants it. And in fact, the dollar is known as the petrodollar. Petrol, oil. The dollar's de facto commodity is oil. But guys, oil went to the negative. So what does that say about the dollar? Stuff to think about. I'm DubDigital, bringing you crypto news and macro trends. Talk to you later.